sign. Motion carries. Next item of business be the Main Street discussion. I'd like to open the floor up for the Vice President to
We had
an update.
they call, do we have a representative from Main Street? They called, they were interested in doing some things on Main Street, with the, light poles. So I don't see anybody from.
Move to table this discussion until a future meeting.
Is there a second?
A second.
Properly moved and second that we table update on our Main Street discussion due to the lack of representation from our Main Street. Next item of business will be the boards and commissions discussion. This time I would like to open the floor up for the Vice President to comment on the board and commission.
Yes, sir. I looked at, it was, some concerns about the boards that we have. And I looked at our code, and we do have some very important boards that we need to, review. We have some boards that are there, that are no longer active. And I think, we're gonna have to reflect, we're gonna have to, look at our code to reflect that. There's two boards that, are inactive right now, and that's, our housing board of review, and, historic district board. So, I think we need to bring that up for discussion, so we need to take a look at, our code, am I right? Right, Mr. Attorney. Cause it is in there that we should have, historic district, but it's inactive, and a housing review board, both are inactive. So we have to, I think we have to, study our code to see what we want to do with that. Now, the other, three are active, planning and zoning. For 5 members, 5 years. We have, 5 members on that board. The Board of Appeals is for 5 members, and we have 1 vacancy on that board. The election board, we just made some changes to that. And we have 5 members. And I think it's a 2-year term. The ethics board is 3 members. So I think we should bring it up for continued study, so we can have our code to reflect the boards that we have. You have anything you would like to add to that?
Well, I think that you described it well.
Can we have a description of the housing board and when that was last active?
I don't know when it was last active, but it's, it was enacted to make sure that the housing were up to standard.
Was that replaced with our, well, not necessarily, so that's all housing, right?
Right, so that's what we have to do. I think we're gonna have to, look at a code, look at the function of these boards, and see, okay, for an example, historic district. That was a voluntary historic district, which we no longer have. So that was, replaced, because there was a question about the legality of a voluntary,
Correct.
historic district. Housing review, we have to again take a look at the wording, and I don't think we can say, right now, we don't get rid of it, but we need to take a look at, the wording that's in the board, decide what we're gonna do with it.
So we don't have that tonight. The purpose for whatever for that board.
No, I have not. I think we should, bring it to a work session where we can work it out, go over it, and decide which way we want to go, bring it back to the body, so we can decide which way we want to go with.
Yeah, so ain't none of these acting right now,
Yeah, you got, planning and zoning,
besides those two up to.
board of
first-
appeals, ethics, those,
And it's like,
and the election. Those are ones that are active now. Housing review, inactive, historic district, inactive.
At this time, I'd like to open the floor up for the public. If anyone has comment on boards, commissions, any interest, feel free to voice your opinion at this time. Just state your name for the record, please. Anyone?
My name is Dale Parker. I'm with Process Concerned Residents of Princess Anne. Regarding the boards and commissions, we've been talking about this for several months. So you guys added a position, I believe it was to supervise the elections board. Am I right about that? You guys created one a few months ago where we added one position, and that position has been filled?
No, it's vacant.
Okay, I wanna make sure, is that true? Is there one vacancy on the supervisors of elections board?
On the election board.
There is one vacancy.
Yes,
And the appeals board, there's a vacancy there.
on the field board.
And what are the terms, do you know the terms of the appeals board?
Okay, I did 3 years, Board of Appeals, 5 members, 3 years.
Okay,
And I'll
and,
double check that, but I think it's 3 years.
okay, planning and zoning, 5 members, 5 years,
5 years.
and they're all staffed up, and I guess what I would like to know is, when is the 5-year term in for planning and zoning?
Now, I knew you were gonna ask that,
oh,
but I found that.
staggered.
Right, they're all different ones, so I'm just trying to get a sense of where are we now? Are all of them that we're seeing active, have they actually gone through a process of being re-elected to the board or reappointed or whatever the process is? Because I've seen that it's been quite a bit of time since they were actually put on the board. So what is the status of their board seat now?
So that question, those questions can be answered once we go in a closed session and we take a look at it.
Okay, and I guess how will I get an answer to that?
I'm not gonna say, we'll have all that done by the next meeting. It's gonna be in one of the town meetings in the near future. We're gonna have to, what we normally do if where there's a shortage of members, we usually ask people to do a little resume, do a little letter of interest to say they're interested, but we got, post, the position that we're looking for first. So if we can, bring that up, at our next work session, that we can, I don't know how long it's gonna take to accomplish that.
Okay, and So each board has a different, a whole setup, they're totally different setup. I mean, number of members, the terms, all those things, each one of them are totally, have a different setup.
Different setup, yes.
Would you guys consider, like, making them more uniform?
Right, it would take, I think, I don't know, for me, I think it depends on the board that you're looking at.
When is the next, I mean, how do we find out as a general public, when are they meeting? How often are they meeting? When are they meeting? Where are they meeting? What's the information regarding the boards and when and how they meet and those types of things?
Okay, we'll get that information.
Okay, thank you.
Any more comment? All right, seeing none, I'd like to say that the town is currently operating on the most important boards that are required by the state. Boards and commissions are developed on an as-needed basis. So depending on the project and interest, there may need to be a board developed to oversee it. I'm interested in getting the community more involved. So I'm highly interested in revamping our Minokan Park Board and Commission so that we have more voices from our community, developing Minokan Park and revitalizing certain portions of our town that are very vital to our growth and progress. So I'm very interested in revamping the Minokan Park Board and Commission. Hopefully we'll be able to get more members from the community on that board to get the Minokan Park revitalized and more entertainment, moving the town forward. So local media is here. We have an opening for the Board of Elections. There's a member of the community willing to join that board, submit their resume to the commissioners. Hopefully we can fill that 5th seat because the previous administration added a 5th seat to that 4-member commission. But I'm interested in adding more boards and commissions. If there's anyone in the public who has a board and commission they would like to create, come out and express it. Yes,
Mr. President, that, other person was just added.
It was.
That wasn't done by the previous committee, that was just added recently. And I think, once again, I think we should go over all these and then, let the media, if we wanna use the media.
I'm unaware of who was the 5th member that was added. I'm unaware.
We did that,
That position was added.
Created the position. Nobody's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one has filled it. So I'm reaching out to the community now. There's an opening for the 5th seat that was added. It hasn't been filled. It's open. It's empty. No one has applied for it. If there's someone interested in serving on the Board of Elections Committee, apply for it so we can fill the seat.
that's what I was saying. I was saying, what we need to do is have a list of all the boards. We need all, if the active boards, if, there's a need for another member, if we got the board, and there's a need for another member, we need to advertise.
Definitely.
We need to advertise.
So we can
We
fill
just
it.
had our Board of Appeals meeting. It was a very important meeting, and they had one vacancy, but we did have a quorum for that meeting.
When was that meeting?
What was that, last week?
All right, so we covered the boards and commissions discussion. Next item of business will be the department head report. Chief Bob,
I'm in. I've given it to the handout. A normal thing with the town meetings, 2 sessions of Somerset County Recovery Court, Healthy Somerset Coalition, with Health Department, and Granddaughter Mental Health, and Physical Medicine, we meet quarterly. We've got that back up and going again. I was doing some training on our policy procedure manual. We received a donation, a canine med kit, from Bikers Without Borders Foundation, a complete 100% donation to them for us, for our canine we have on duty. I did a rental inspection of that unit that was brought to attention. I think I emailed everybody on the commission on that one. And I also had a complaint of dumping in the critical areas off of Fluid Lane. Which I went and looked at it, and yeah, there's some activity going on there, and I was forwarded to Maryland Farm Plan and Critical Areas Commission. That's out of my wheelhouse for that one, but they're gonna handle the investigation and charge any cleanup or however they're gonna handle it. So that's in their report there this time. Month of January, we had 437 calls for service. A little over 6% of those remain open. We got about 170 traffic stops completed. Completed all of our local monthly grant reports that are required, as well as a bunch of state and federal ones. Again, we're still helping out answering phone lines from town hall forward as nobody in the office over there, so we'll take care of that too. Doing all we do to help out.
Town hall will be open tomorrow morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Next item of business, floor is open for citizens' comments. One of the public has a community concern or issue, now the time to voice it. Seeing none, this time.
Hello everyone, I'm Anita Ballard. I reside on the south side of Bedford Avenue, and I say that for a reason. My first concern is where I live at on Bedford, there is a daycare beside me and recently the park. There is a very big problem with people speeding down that road, and we've addressed that many times. Now, what I was told lately is the reason why a speed bump is not put on that road, or even a camera, is because of ambulances. I can count on my hand for the past years I've been there 16 years. I've only seen ambulances riding that road maybe 6 or 7 times in the whole, since I've been there since 2004. That's my first thing. And the thing's gonna happen is somebody's child is gonna get hit on that road and no one seems to care about it. Now the only one who's voiced opinion is me and my neighbor who's not here tonight. But somebody's child is gonna get hit because I know for a fact people are doing 60 down that road. And I don't know if it's because we stay on the south end, which is next to Greenwood, but it shouldn't matter because kids are on that road and people's pets, and also somebody's child is gonna get hit on that road. Now my second thing is, being that said about pets, I recently got a dog. Now I got that dog because if you know where I live at, there's a field in front of me, there's a vacant lot beside me, and there's a vacant lot behind me, and there's also Summer's Place behind me. Now I got that dog because my car got broken into twice, and someone keeps going around in my backyard. That's one of the reasons why I got a yard dog. Now let me say this, when I got this dog, I made sure that he had a kennel, which is $250. He's got a house inside that kennel, and he's got 2 heaters in that kennel. Now, the problem I'm having now is my neighbor is always called animal control last month, talking about when my dog is outside. It's a yard dog, it's not a house dog. When you see my dog, you'll see, okay, that dog does not belong in the house. Okay, second thing is, the police were called them the other day because they said my dog was barking. Now, like I said, I have lots in front of my house, behind my house, and beside my house. Now, I've also called the police before because there was a raccoon that got trapped in my trash can. I've had 2 foxes run through my yard, raccoons, and possum run through my yard. So my thing is, how did they expect the dog not to bark when somebody is running around the backyard and people running through my backyard? That's one of the reasons why I got my dog. So someone needs to do something about this ordinance. And my thing is, what did they need? A decimal machine to see how loud my dog is barking? And the thing is, my dog is not the only one that barks. But the thing is, my neighbor got upset because I told him, look, your dog is walking around everybody's yard, pooting in their yard. You need to clean the mess up. That's how it all started. And my thing is, signs also need to be posted also next to the park. If you're walking your dog, you need to clean your dog's mess up. That's all I got.
Have the animal warden been to your house?
The animal control canine left a note, so I called back. And then the thing about that was, okay, just because someone calls animal control, you mean to tell me I have to have proof that my dog has had shots and stuff like that? And you don't do anybody else like that? And my thing is, well, I told him, so are you gonna pay for it? Thing costs. That dog, I have a big dog. I pay $50 a week in food for the dog. And like I said, my electric bill is high because he's got 2 heaters out there. And if anybody been to my yard and actually on my Facebook page, you can see my dog's house. He's living better, no offense, to most homeless people.
Further comments, concerns? Seeing none, at this time, I'd like to turn the,
What's her name? What'd you say your name was?
I need a ballot.
Cat, wait, you get her name down.
yeah, I've got everything. See another comment?
Let me, I just wanna ask about the virtual meeting. Where are we with that? We still waiting for volunteers? I've got 2 volunteers. So where are we with that? Are we gonna do it or not at this point? That's it. I mean, it's been months.
Who's your volunteer?
Me and Troy. What do we need to do?
Me?
Are we gonna do anything about the police vehicle tax? Are we gonna follow up on it?
Just waiting to hear now.
As soon as I get somebody I can post on, I'm gonna have to take it off.
I mean, well, the person that we got a quote from said they would take them off and put them on.
Okay.
What do we need to do?
If
I'm just worried about getting them off right now.
Yeah, we can get them off, the person that can do it, is we can get them off and get them on. What do we need to
He
do?
also, he also sent the estimate to the council.
Right,
As
that was-
well, the estimate, while the chief was here, the estimate that we received, every member of the council received was for $315. So while it's here on the table, there's, that's what-
I'm not allocating my budget, that's what's coming from you all. That wasn't allocated in my budget line for that, so it's gonna have to be approved through, normally the account manager, we don't have one of those right now.
So police, the town, Prince of that police department, chief, respective said that they don't have the money in their budget, $315 in their budget, that's pretty much what they just said. So they don't have the $315 in their budget to pay, to have it.
I didn't say I didn't have it, I said you guys have to approve it, because it's gonna be in addition to what my budget had, what my budget is allocated for, is what I said.
right, so how did,
That's something we can approve right now, here on the table, because I've had this discussion for several months now. I'm tired of it coming to the table. We wanna get to the bottom of it, so can the council vote on that, have that done?
I don't think we can vote on it now, without taking a look at it.
Town attorney's here.
Without taking a look at the budget.
I think one thing we could approve tonight is just to have the text removed, and, I mean, I haven't heard whether we've ever come up with a text to go back on there, but if it's offensive to somebody, let's take it off and then just leave it off.
well, it was per your, specifically, you recommended the text. You added to the text, it should be serving and protecting your addition, historic Princess Anne. So we've done this. So the language is there, and I'm just really asking, if we're not gonna do it, just say we're not gonna do it. Just, if we're not gonna do it, just say we're not gonna do it, I can take it off my plate like I've been saying
Definitely been
for
approved.
several months, that you guys said, you guys approved the text, you approved to do it, and now we're sitting here several months later, and I'm still asking the same question, are we gonna do it? So it's $315 versus the 5,000 some odd dollars that the previous chief quoted. So it's 315, 10%, less than 10% of what the previous chief quoted the cost of doing it. Are we talking about $315 now as a commission, as a town, As a police department, are we really talking about $315 now?
Share on the table, I'd like to make a decision now, that's what we're gonna do or not.
Well, as far as the budget goes, you need to decide, are you gonna take it out of contingency, or are you gonna take it out of another account and allocate it to this project?
And I think that's what we need to ask, Mr. Brendan. Problem is not a problem, but we need to know what line item or where we're gonna take it from.
So when can we,
That's the,
yeah, that's fine. When
So-
can we expect that?
you can expect that soon,
At the next meeting,
Next-
2
at the
weeks,
next
work
meeting.
session?
work session.
Okay. And just my last follow-up, are we doing anything about any of the other things? Like the proclamations, have we determined anything about that? What about the Moving Forward Together Day that I've proposed, that we as an organization have proposed to you guys to get feedback? And again, you know, I don't know, they need somebody, you guys need somebody that'll provide feedback to the citizenry.
That's why.
Because when we send you on behalf of the citizens, this is our concern, these are our questions, and to never get a reply, I mean, months.
Hold on, let me add a
Okay.
comment for a second, while the town attorney is here, I want you to express your interest in a town motto day.
Mhm.
Now that we're here in a public meeting and everyone's here, we can express that there's some interest. We've already passed the town motto, moving forward together. That's in full effect. We passed that. You're expressing an added interest of having a town motto day. Which day have you designated?
The third Saturday of July.
Third Saturday.
Third Saturday of July. And that would be the Moving Forward Together Day, where we would be able to actually express what our town motto is. So our town motto, ladies and gentlemen, is moving forward together. You might have seen it on the previous signage at the Minokan River Park. It was there. Now there's an electronic sign there that hasn't gotten power to it, so it's not there anymore. I guess it'll be back once we get power to it. But that's what we've asked the town commissioners to consider, was a proclamation proclaiming the third Saturday in July as Moving Forward Together Day. And during that day, what we would do is that we're planning, as our organization, the Concerned Residents of Princess Anne, we're planning to have activities and events, bring the community out, get people to engage with one another, and to really try to make that model come to life.
That's the most important.
So we can vote on the actual day of July. Is there a motion to adopt and accept the third Saturday of July as town motto day?
Moving Forward Together Day.
I so move.
Would you, just real quick question, would you like this as an annual event, or is this?
Yes, and the proclamation that I forwarded to you guys states that clearly, that it would be an annual day that would be on the third Saturday in July.
Moving forward today, together, moving forward together, day be the third Saturday in July.
Is there a second? Second. It's been properly moved and second that we make the third Saturday of July town motto day, moving forward together. All who are in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Question. I would like to encourage not just the one organization to get involved, but we'd like the entire town to get involved, jump on board with that.
Right. In my communication and in the proclamation
I
that
just
we
want-
forwarded, that's what it's all about. It's about what our goal is, that we ask, in the letter that I forwarded to you, was asking for your support, for the town support, to encourage more organizations, more people to come out and participate, and actually try to bring the whole motto to life. It's not just words. These are not just simply words being said. This is really how we feel as a community, how the community feels. I told you we did over 350 surveys where we talked to people individually in the town of Princess Anne, and they said they wanted this.
I think,
So this is what we brought to you. We've discussed it. I've sent communications. I've sent the proclamation, and we're voting on it now. We voted on it.
so
It is not about one organization. Everything that we do is proper. Everything that we do, I want to make it clear here tonight, February 1st, everything we do is about everybody. It is about 100% of the town of Princess Anne. So we work with churches, organizations, we work with everybody. We work with the town commissioners. We work with everybody that's trying to move things forward.
I think you misunderstood my point. My point was to encourage, not just your organization, but we have other organizations here tonight, so I think it's a good time now to encourage, excuse me, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to encourage other organizations, since we have them here tonight, to get involved in this initiative that we're about to pass.
Right. And this is what we do every day. We're talking to all the organizations every day. We're talking to all the people. We're talking to them. So it's nothing new that we would need to necessarily get together tonight on. These are things that we're working on with other people. And if other people want to join what we're doing, fine. If they want to join, if they want to reach out to the town commissioners to find out what they can do, fine. It doesn't matter. What we're really about is really moving Princess Anne forward. Getting out of where we're stuck at, and not to you guys, but the town itself needs a revitalization. And I think everybody would agree with that. It needs to be revitalized.
Call for the question.
I think we're moving a little too fast, so, prior to us voting on this, I'd like to open it up for discussion among other constituents of the public. If anyone else has a comment, on the town model before we proceed to vote, feel free. The floor is open. Community. Seeing none, properly moved and second, and we adopt the third Saturday of July as town model day. Those who are in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those who oppose, same sign. Motion carries by unanimous decision. Third Saturday of July is town model day.
Last question that I have, or comment, or question like that. PPE. What we doing?
We're still working on the PPA. When we go into closed session, we'll be solidifying that, closing that. At this time, I would like to open the floor up.
Let me just comment.
At this time, I would like to open the floor up.
Can I comment on the PPE, please?
The comments are open.
Okay.
We've had past the time limit. This time, I would like to open the floor up for the vice president to offer presentation, certificate